All right, hey, Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, we the brothers here from Great Millstone, Atlanta Church. Before we get started, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
All right. Once again, we want to say double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who grew well and push out this word at a high frequency. Peace, safety, and much love to the elect members that's laboring around the four corners of the earth, giving all diligence to make the calling of election short. All right. The times is being made short. There's a lot going on pertaining to prophecy. All right. The Lord has raised up his prophets in these last days to warn the people. All right. And we warn you people of the RFID microchip, World War III, famine, pestilence, martial law, things of that nature. We also come to tell you that you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans represents the 12 tribes of Israel and scattered around the earth today. These are duties of prophets. These are what prophets do. Prophets don't go around trying to dismantle the prophecies, you know, trying to negate the prophecies. They forward the prophecies. They push the prophecies, all right, through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And you got a lot of people that used to be once with Great Millstone, and now they've basically broken away, and now they're trying to pretty much remix everything, as if Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to start over with them. You know, that ain't happening, man. And you got these guys popping up on the scene talking about the 12 tribe sign, ain't right, saying that the strangers can be saved, the other nations can be saved, saying that America is going to be destroyed by volcanoes, all right? Speaking about that there's no more prophets in these time and days, and you totally going off, man. Okay. You worried about the wrong damn thing. Because when America fully shuts down, which y'all don't even believe, all right, when America shuts down and there's no more internet, there's no more YouTube, there's no more anything, then how you gonna get your lick back at Great Millstone? Right. You know, what platform are you gonna use to get your lick back? When Esau come down on this whole Israelite movement, which they are going to, all right. Yep. When they shut everything down, they shut the internet down, they shut the power grid down. And it's a martial law, and it's all chaos out here. How are you going to get your lick back then? Because that's all you guys is doing. You go to the highways and byways, it's about GMS. All right, you do this video, it's about GMS, it's about Apostle Hardness, Great Millstone Net, drop the mic this. I say no more of that. Hey, come on, man. When all this is over with, this whole internet back and forth thing, what you gonna do to get your lick back? It's gonna really boil down to what have you done to receive salvation. Because you out there teaching for strife and contention. Yep, that's what you're doing. So we're gonna go into the scriptures and we're gonna push this word through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua and show that the prophets are here today. So somebody give me 1 Corinthians 14 and 32 real quick. And then somebody hold John, what's that? Revelation 10 and 10. About Hashai.
1 Corinthians 14 and 32. And the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets.
So it's saying the spirit of the prophets is subject unto the prophets. So what does the word subject mean? It means under the rule. So the prophets that were before, when the spirit of the Lord gave them the inspiration concerning major prophecies that will befall us in the last days, the prophets that rose up behind those prophets, they echoed the same sentiment. The water bars are. And then you know what that just showed? That showed that we in the same conjunction of the spirit. Because he basically just finished off the six. Which showed that what? The spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets. And that was a prime example. All right? That's how the spirit works. The spirit will give you an example right on the money to show you, to validate a precept. He'll give you a carnal example, so to speak, which is really spiritual. So the spirit of the prophets is subject unto the prophets, meaning the prophets that the Lord raised up they prophesied the same things that the prophet before them prophesied.
That's right.
And then during the time of process and building up, they also received new revelations along the way.
Okay.
All right. You guys don't understand that Moses prophesied against Egypt, and it happened.
Okay.
Then the prophets that raised up behind Moses, not only did they echo the same sentiment that Moses echoed, they prophesied against the current kingdom that they were in.
Yeah,
Even though they still quoted Moses. So that was that it on that?
Con, you want to read it again?
Yeah, read it one more time.
This is
that precept.
1 Corinthians 14 and 32. And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets.
Go ahead.
For Yahweh Shema Shai is not the author of confusion, but of peace.
So here it is. The prophets have spoken about the end of the world, which we have yet to reach. And you mean to tell me we living in a time where the Lord is not going to warn you again of the end of the world that we haven't clearly gotten to? He's not going to say he's going to hold his peace now. Nobody's prophet. You niggas prophesy.
Yeah, that's right.
Y'all say that America is going to be destroyed like this. Y'all say that certain future events is going to happen too.
Right.
Which, if they come to pass, that will make you a prophet.
Right.
All right, but you don't. What it is you really want to teach. You want to dismantle, and you want to teach for contention. That's what it's about. Beef. Jake like beef. Jake like street beef. You know what I'm saying? Jake, that's what Jake likes, the beef in the streets. So they bring that street beef, that controversy, that having an enemy, a foe. You ain't nobody if you ain't got a hater. They want to bring that same energy into the truth, but the spirit of the Lord ain't gonna feed your beef. He ain't gonna beef. The Lord ain't about to. You got beef with the Lord. He ain't about to beef with you. He's gonna knock you off. He's gonna get you out the way. You know. Because you coming up in the wrong spirit, you know. Now you can bring out what you had, Barza.
Oh yeah,
it's actually two because they both gonna link up, proving that. How about Shema Shai sent the prophets right back to say the same thing. This is Malachi chapter 3 verse 6. For I am the Most High, Yahweh Shema Shai, I change not. So why would the Lord raise up a prophet and then this prophet say something that's contrary to the next prophet? No, it's going to be all the same. Like you coming in the same voice, the same spirit. Yahweh Shema Shai.
That's right. I'm
gonna finish off. Therefore, you sons of Jacob were not consumed. So now anybody bringing out these the Gentiles to be saved, man, you going on. Now I'm gonna jump back over into Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8.
Yep.
It says, I'm gonna say one thing going into the prophet subject, because a lot of times, see, when you go into the scriptures, you have major prophets and minor prophets. A lot of these major prophets, they got inscribed writings from, scribes, and it was basically authorized as canon. Basically, their words are embedded in the Bible. But you had other prophets that was amongst them. When Paul was prophesying, he had other prophets that was Silas, if I'm not mistaken. Other prophets that was amongst the missionary. But it's a lot of Titus. Was Titus a prophet? He was a prophet. A lot of these individuals, Stephen, he was a prophet, but does Stephen actually have his own personal book? No. Did Stephen say something that was significantly different than the other Christians at that time, so to speak? No, he just echoed the same sentiment, preaching the gospel of Yahweh Shai, of being a testimonial, basically speaking about the occurrences of Yahweh Shai through belief, and speaking about occurrences that would occur after through belief of what men around him actually spoke, which by default made him a prophet.
That's right. Yep.
Another example, when Saul was preaching amongst the prophets, and I'll get that precept, and it said that Saul began to prophesy too. He was basically speaking the same sentiment of occurrences amongst the prophets, dialoguing and basically speaking in spirituality, man. He didn't have his own specific book of prophecies, so to speak, that was outside of the realm of what prophets naturally prophesied about, man. You guys are thinking too much, man. You're bugging yourself out.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right.
Well, I was gonna say, like Minister Society, man, you don't fucked up, right, man? Hey, y'all done fucked up, because you didn't think this all the way through, man. This is an easy, man. All through the scriptures, man. It's prophets, man.
Well, with the context.
Come on, man.
Context.
Like, go ahead, you got it.
This is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Right. So if the Lord set up this particular platform in the old days, and he said he changed not, why wouldn't he do it in these times as well? Why wouldn't he set up prophets as well?
That's right.
Show a scripture. Bring a scripture out, since y'all want to get into that type of back and forth, because y'all have not the Holy Spirit. Y'all sit at the house and y'all write these sermons down. You know, y'all write these things down and think that the Holy Spirit is with you when it's really not. Okay, you forcing it. Hey, somebody give me that too. In Ephesians, the 4th chapter. Read I think it's the last verse. All right, but so the Lord is actually raising up prophets in these last days to warn the people of the evil that's to come, so that the brothers can wash the blood off their hands. If that's the case, then why are we going out to the highways and byways?
Right. That's real quick.
You know, go ahead.
So real quick before you get your next one. This is Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha 36 and 15. Give testimony unto those that thou hast possessed from the beginning, and raise up prophets that have been in thy name. Yeah, you know. So the ones that was possessed from the beginning, man, which we know the Lord has a remnant, all right, 144,000 in the elect, all right, and you have prophets too, man, that have been ordained from the beginning, man. Yeah. You know, like when you read what's that, Jeremiah 1, the Lord said, "I've chosen thee from the belly." You know, right. I've ordained thee a prophet, man. Yeah. And there's prophets, you got prophets risen up in the name of Satan, man. Mm-hmm. You know, there's plenty of them around.
Yeah, the scriptures tell you that in Revelation. The false prophet that did miracles. That's right. In the name of Satan.
That's right. I got something to back you up, Uncle Shaw. Was you done with that?
Well, I can read.
Okay.
Verse 16. Reward them that wait for thee, and let thy prophets be found faithful. Yeah, so you might have certain prophets that's going to be basically endured to the end, man. You know, in that fervent hope and wait upon Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man.
I got a precept for that.
Come on. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. This Luke 1 and I'll start at 7. As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began.
so here it is. Here it is. The prophets has been since the world began, but you got this spin-off group. You know,
this splinter group,
right? Because here it is. You know, if the Lord was going to establish this particular doctrine, he would have started with it.
Right.
That's how he would have used the doctrine that y'all bringing to bring in the elect.
Right.
But here it is that y'all come in in the latter days under. Man, it's been men that's been around before you, man.
In the year of prophecy.
Right. And you just come around thinking that, oh, this is the way. I know it. The Lord is revealing everything unto I. Proud as hell. And then you teaching for strife and contention. But at the end of the day, it don't matter. Because it's nothing that we say is gonna change your mind.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Nothing that you say is gonna change our mind.
Right.
So what we put in, so if that's the case, then why are we even putting it out here? Yeah, we're putting it out here to establish the truth in the name of Yahweh Shemel. After this live stream go off, man, I probably ain't gonna do no videos on you guys in a minute. You know, but y'all gonna do videos about us every day of the hour, which is showing that something is getting to you.
Correct.
Something is bothering you.
That's right.
You mad? You big mad? You know, you big mad. I don't care. We don't care. Right. Like we walking around worried about them. If I see you, show me.
Yeah, man.
Keep it pushing, man.
Keep it moving. Yeah, you guys are being real naive and foolish to believe that in these times, this is the end of the world, and the Most High won't raise up prophets in these times above all
all times. You know, you had the Babylonian Empire, who was written during the Babylonian Empire prophesied. Isaiah, Jeremiah. You know, you had the Syrian Empire with Nahum and various other prophets. You know, you had the Persians and the Medes. Daniel, you know, various prophets. The Habakkuk, all these different prophets was prophesying, man. Whether it was major or it was minor. Sometimes they would prophesy against local cities. Prophecies that would come to pass. All right? Yeah, Jonah. Yeah, Nineveh, concerning Nineveh. Greece. Rome. How much more now? Yeah, I was shouting spoke concerning Rome. How much more now? And you had the prophets. They wasn't prophesying against America. You had certain individuals that would receive visions, as Daniel and John, that would receive visions concerning America in these latter times, but they didn't fully engulf themselves in the prophecy because they wasn't dwelling in the headquarters to prophesy. All the times when prophets would prophesy, they was in the headquarters, man. Isaiah and Jeremiah was in the Babylonian captivity. The Babylonians carried them away captive, man. And same thing with the Persians, Greece, and Rome.
There's a lot of time, and a lot of times too, you have to have, in order to get to prophesy, you have to have records. You have to know what the ancient prophets spoke about, so you can echo the same sentiment, like the brother Barzal said before. So that's why the Lord told John. He gave John a little book.
That's right.
If we didn't have the Bible, and we would have come into it, we wouldn't know the ancient records what to prophesy about. But because we have the records, we know what to speak, man.
Things written 4 times.
You niggas out here think on a 24-hour time scale, man. Lord ain't thinking like that, man. The Lord thinking in millenniums, man. You know, he thinking in thousand year increments, man. You thinking on a 24-hour time scale. All right, man. The Lord put this thing together for millenniums, man. All right, that's why he set it up like that. As a matter of fact, I know brothers got the. Was y'all done? Was y'all done with what y'all had? I want to get that John, that Revelation 10 real quick. Cause that's gonna hit the point all the way to the house.
10.
Yeah. Now, when you read the book of Revelation, that's who? That's John. That's known as John the Revelator, which was the last prophet, right? He was the last known prophet to have a record, ancient prophet to have a record written of in the Bible, right? Well, let's see what the scriptures say, man. You got it, brother.
Revelation 10:10. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter.
Right, because it was an angel that was standing in the sea and on land, and he had a little book, and he shouted. You know, he shouted to the heavens. You know. And he told Daniel not to write the things that he seen, but he gave him the little book. And he said, take this little book and eat it. You know? And Daniel did so, meaning what? He read it. He digested it in his spirit. He didn't actually eat the Bible, man. Okay? Because you got to say stuff like that, because then Jacob gets simple. You said he ate the Bible. They get simple because they out here teaching for contention. They get simple with you. You know, he didn't sit up there with a steak knife and a fork and eat the Bible, man. He digested, he read it, he put it in his spirit, man. All right, and it was sweet in his mouth. When he first read it, he was like, man, yes, you know, we're gonna be free. How Shai gonna come back? But then he started reading about the dragon and the great serpent, and it was better. All right, go ahead.
And he said unto me, thou must prophesy again. Go ahead. Before many peoples and nations and tongues and kings.
Right. So they say he must prophesy again. So if you say that there are no more prophets, then you saying that the Bible is a lie, because the Lord said that he must prophesy again.
And if you say there are no more prophets, then you don't believe in reincarnation either.
And you don't believe in reincarnation. So you guys is being cut, and then we're gonna make our way over to you ISUPK dudes too, man. We're gonna make our way over to you ISUPK dudes, man. Because we're gonna clean up all this mess in one swipe. The Lord about to start bringing judgment on you guys.
Right.
Lord willing, man, soon the Lord start bringing heavy, severe judgment on all of you guys, because you using the name of Yahweh Shema Shai and you pushing filth, man. You ain't waking nobody up, man. You trying to pollute people. Right. You're trying to pollute people. Here it is. The Lord got brothers out here growing, camps growing, brothers out here helping each other, brothers out here praying for each other, you know, brothers out here shedding tears for each other, trying to build each other up, taking time out their day to do the necessary things, and then you think you're gonna pop up on the scene and think somebody's supposed to listen to you?
Yeah.
You that dude? But the Most High gonna start dealing with y'all dudes because you proud, you arrogant, and you teaching for strife and contention.
That's right.
Most High gonna start dealing with you cats, man. You know?
Hey.
But y'all brothers got the floor.
Come. Hey, well, if I may, because Yahweh, Yahweh Shah himself was a prophet.
Yeah.
So if y'all saying that the prophets ended at John, now when you read Matthew the 11th chapter, the 13th verse, it's talking about John the Baptist.
Right.
But wasn't Yahweh Shah anointed after John the Baptist to carry on the truth?
That's right.
And was he not a prophet? So you cut. So in the spirit of Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shah set him up. Yahweh set up his son to continue on the ministry of the prophets. Okay, to go against the false men.
When you get done, I got a precept off the comment board too from the brother Gabar War. Shalom, brother.
Hey,
Shalom, all you brothers. I will correct all you brothers. Shalom.
This is Matthew 23 and Matthew 23 and 31. Wherefore ye be witnesses unto yourselves that ye are the children of them which killed the prophets. So you have hey, think about it, you got people that killed the prophets back then that lived on. They had kids. So when Yahweh was speaking this, and this is in red, by the way, this is not my words, it's not these brothers' words, it's not Pastor Hall's words in the rest of the apostle, it's the words of Yahweh Shah himself. It says, ye are witnesses, it says, ye be witnesses unto yourselves, that ye are the children of them which killed the prophets. Fill ye up then the measure of your father. So Yahweh Shah said, keep filling up your measure of the fathers that killed the prophets, man. He said, fill ye up then.
Keep it going.
Keep it going. And verse 33, ye serpent, and then he proceeded to curse you out. Ye serpents, ye generation of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell, which is pursuant to the death that is the nuclear missiles, not volcanoes, by the way. Verse 34 is the point. Wherefore, behold, I send unto you prophets. Yahweh Shah sent out prophets and wise men and scribes. And some of them is italicized, by the way. Some of them ye shall kill and crucify, and some of them shall ye scourge in your synagogues and persecute them from city to city. And in a lot of these cities here in America and Babylon, you got these offshoots of great millstone camps that you say are splinter camps. You were a splinter camp of One West. You were a splinter camp of One West. The reason why you wear a garment and go out on the highways and byways, that was through the men that was at One West, the apostles and the elders, a great millstone on down to ourselves.
I'm going to show you that Jake be some real, they be real messed up spirits.
Well, they hate Yahweh Shah.
They be real jacked up spirits, man. It's like anything that you come into that you get involved with, you got to pay homage.
That's right.
But here it is, you come in the same man that, if it wasn't for the men, you probably wouldn't even know he was an Israelite.
They wouldn't know they was Israelites.
But then all of a sudden you come in your little 3 or 4 year tirade, and you just think you that nigga. That's what be happening out in the streets, man. Jake going to the streets thinking that they can run any and everybody, and they end up getting their fucking head blown out.
Yeah, because if I can say, man, like Apostle Tahar said, man, y'all gonna have to denounce the name of Yahweh Shah, because where in the fuck did you get that from, man? Where'd you get that from? Where'd you get your Hebrew names from, man? You know, through our apostles and elders, man, they taught your black ass, man.
That's right.
No,
can't
ungrateful
just
as niggas. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's what it is, man.
Yeah,
That's exactly what it is.
That's prophecy too. That's not in the Bible. The Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans on 12 tribe. What are you going to? You're going into the prophecies, man, and you're prophesying to other people. So what? If you don't believe in the prophecies, you got to read these scriptures as is. All right, you can't. And they say that's a private interpretation.
What did they say?
Hey, the Spirit. First off, in order to understand these words, you have to have somebody that interpret these words unto man to basically put it in common man's language, man.
You get it for you.
You know?
They don't know where to go to get it.
Right.
They don't know where to go, so let us get it.
Yeah, they don't understand the definitions.
Right.
That's why every time they go out on the highways and byways, they got to talk shit because they don't know where to go.
Right.
You don't know where to go.
Stumbling block.
We see you, man.
Y'all shot that Jenna stumbling, man. Cause this book, and these scriptures is a tangler, man. Because you can maneuver through these words, so you can get entangled with them, and you bug out more than you was before you even came into the truth, man. And that's what's happening to a lot of guys, man. They starting to bug out to the point where it was best for them. Hey, the scripture says it's best for a lot of you guys not even know the truth, man.
They shook up a hornet's
They was
nest.
destined for it, man. They was destined for death, man. The Lord really hates you niggas.
Yeah, you worse than a nigga in the world, man. Because at least he's solid and he understands he's just a nigga. You guys are confused beasts, man.
Yeah.
You don't know if you want to be a man of the Lord, you know, a prophet. You don't know if you're a teacher. You don't know what the hell you don't know if you don't know if you're coming or going, man. You don't know your head from your ass.
Yeah.
Just hang up the garments in the closet and go back to nigga, man. Playing the PlayStation and just being the chief nigga in Babylon, man.
Chief nigga.
Wait, and guess what? And wait for the nuclear missiles.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
right.
wait for the nuclear missiles.
I know Yellowstone volcano.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I appreciate going into brothers living just basically it covers all grounds that you niggas is wicked, y'all gonna stand in y'all lot. The Lord reincarnation is real and for reincarnation being real, the prophets came back in their lives, man. So everybody's playing out the role that they're supposed to be playing through the spirit of Yahweh Shah. So he wouldn't take the old prophet and just put him on the shelf and just leave him. So you know what?
Spirit.
Somebody else.
Go ahead.
Like, nah, the Lord gonna use the same grace.
This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 13. But go thou way till the end be.
So you niggas is wicked. The scriptures tell you what? Let the wicked man be wicked and let the righteous man be righteous. So you niggas is wicked niggas and your lots are proving it now.
Yeah, it's just like an angry ass ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Like if you say you ain't mad, then why every sentence that you make is about the one that you just left.
Yeah. So you say the voice of the heart and mouth speaking.
And then you know what they say? The reason why is because I'm trying to warn y'all bitches.
Right.
That's what they do. That's they crutch for them doing that.
Yeah.
And I want to tell everybody, I want to tell all these hoes not to fuck with you.
That ain't.
You did me. It ain't that. It's because you still love them and you know you fucked up.
And you ain't how shine.
That's what it is. You know you fucked up. And now because you fucked up, you so proud that you don't want to tell everybody else that you fucked up.
Right.
So you want to try to corrupt everybody else.
And you don't want nobody else to be with.
We ain't thinking about y'all. That's right.
Right.
You know,
nobody else to be with.
we casually see little videos here and there.
Yeah.
Sometimes I ain't talking about these guys. Let them do what they do.
Or if I watch it, I watch it for the sake of entertainment. I get a laugh out of it.
Right. Yeah.
You know, if I could say something,
Yeah,
they don't have no one to watch but us.
Right.
They don't have no one to watch because there's no one that teaches the same doctrine they have.
These the same guys that run into an ISUPK member in Shalom.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
But
know.
then they run into us, they want to pull a chop out.
Yeah.
What the hell did I do to you?
Pull that shit. Pull the big Bible out. Pull the big Bible.
And a real man, he will have the integrity to say, you know what? I was wrong.
Yeah.
You know, a man of the Lord will say I was wrong.
Humble
Father, I sinned.
Right, that's right.
Father, shall forgive me on my sin. I sinned. That's right. You know,
That's right. But they ain't men.
That's that
Exactly.
pride.
Little boys.
It's that pride. Go ahead.
Little children.
All right. This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 13. But go thou way to the end be.
And that's what the brothers here doing, Lord willing, well, that number. If we be found in that number, like we doing what the prophets are supposed to be doing.
What way though? What way are we going?
Right.
The way that the prophets set out before us. We following that same way. We're not gonna get off the course. We're not gonna go left go right. We're gonna stick to that same course, man. The same one that Yahweh Shema was shy the prophets before Yahweh Shema laid out, man. We're gonna go that straight it down.
You're supposed to stop and follow man.
Right.
Go ahead to that one.
This Jeremiah 28:8.
Oh yeah, read it out again.
The prophets that have been before me, all of us before me, also, and before thee, meaning before you, before all these other brothers of old, prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war. So you got to talk about World War III.
Right.
There's not one ITR video on their channel that talks about World War III. There's not one video on teachers World War III. Not one video. We're not talking about that. It says of war and of evil and of pestilence. There's not one video on your channel on what was it, May 14, 2018. You ain't got it because you ain't the prophets.
That's right.
Okay, I got one more quick feedback over that, right? You know, it's like land back. Not piggyback.
Yeah.
Hey man, hey, it's like I get out of Babylon. All right? Okay. All right. Because these guys, man, you know what they do is they'll read the scriptures and they'll say precept upon precept and they'll break it down totally wrong. You know what I'm saying? This is Luke chapter 11, verse 49. Therefore also said the wisdom of the Most High, I will send them prophets and apostles. Guess what? These words are in red. This is red, by the way. Okay. Therefore also said the wisdom of the Most High, I will send them prophets and apostles, and some of them they shall slay and persecute, that the blood of all the prophets which was shed from the foundation of the world may be required of this generation. So the prophets that were before then of old unto this day, right now, that you will start to persecute, you persecuting us now.
You're going to start to pay for all of that blood.
That's right. That's right. You got to pay for it back then and for the ones who make it harder.
That's right. Hey, because the scripture say what? The scripture say what? That you testified that you are the children of the prophet killers, man.
That's right. That's
so the ones that you persecuted back in the day and that you killed and put to death back in the day, this is the time where you're going to have to pay for it now.
Yeah.
All right? You're going to have to pay for that, and the Lord is going to get you in ways that you thought unimaginable. Right? Because you're showing yourself, you're showing your hate. Now, a lot of you guys out here that's just really going ape shit and just really turning up right now against Great Millstone, ain't nobody really did nothing to you for real, man.
Ain't really you.
You know, stole from you. Boom, no, you punch you in your face.
Right.
Yeah, like, ain't nobody really did nothing to you. So why you so mad like that? Right. Why your spirit is just so vexed and so heated, you know, to where your face is all curled up. You don't have you know what I'm saying? You ain't got no light in you. Just mad, and every time you drive all the way down to the inner city just to talk shit about somebody for your whole camp. Then you go home, and then every lesson that you do is about other men.
That's obsession.
It's like, bro, you have a big problem, and you showing. It's
kind of gay.
Yeah, it's kind of gay. You showing that you hate the prophets. Yeah. Like the brother Tazal once said.
Yeah, we haven't addressed you guys since.
You better say anything about it.
We don't even address you guys. I got a precept of
So you say something.
This Hebrews 1:1. The Most High, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets.
Right. Hey, the Heavenly Father speaking unto the prophets. Now I say sundry times. You know what one of the times the Lord spake to his people? by the prophets.
Yeah.
You go back to the time of Adam,
Yeah.
the time of Judges, all right, the time of Joshua,
Samuel.
the time of Moses, Samuel,
Kings.
the
Now,
time
did
of
that
Kings and
change?
Chronicles. All throughout the history of the Israelites and the sons of God, the sons of the Heavenly Father, He's always used prophets. That's what the Lord puts His Spirit upon men, humble, meek men, to tell you what He said.
Yeah, there's different ways that prophecies come out. Right?
Yeah.
That's like I was speaking about earlier about through visions. And a lot of times you have prophetesses in Acts where it's about they receive dreams, man. They will receive dreams and they will foretell the events that actually occur in their mind to actually project what would happen in the latter times, man. And Esau's left-hand side equivalent is the soothsayers, his magi's, his daily prognosis. Because Esau's a prophet on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Esau's the prophet going to be the story.
Yeah.
They have doomsday clocks. They have different things that actually projects the end is near.
Mhm.
Every nation actually has a form of prophets or a form of individuals that would foresee.
Ishmael had Balaam.
Yeah, you have visors
Yeah.
that will actually project future events. But these niggas they don't go into history, man. They don't go into
And they don't want to be taught. They them same niggas that was in class acting the fool.
Or didn't want to go to class.
Or didn't want to go to class.
Yeah.
And then they come into the truth. And then they pretty much be little badass students. Yeah, little badass kids. They always find themselves in detention, skipping class, or not applying themselves. And then they end up falling out, man. You know? And then they turn into them fuck school niggas.
Yeah.
Fuck school.
Yeah, fuck school.
You know, I hate that school. Them type of niggas.
Yeah.
You know, but I got a quick precept.
Well, let me just finish. Yes, like which that if I can say that word sundry means different times. So it says the Most High who at sundry times or different times. So you're gonna have different times where the Most High speaks through the prophets, man. You know, you're gonna have in the old, Jeremiah 28, like the brother broke down, in the old times and in the new times, and so you're basically saying the Most High ain't gonna set up no one to prophesy against Babylon. That's basically what you're saying. Most High just gonna let Babylon ride.
if they believe it's in Babylon.
Yeah, they probably don't. Well, shy Israelites try to refine already said that they think that Babylon.
Oh yeah, the Vatican, yeah.
And all Marwar and Teachers of Truth is doing is echoing them.
Yeah, that's all it is.
That's all they doing. It's like, bro, y'all are big mad. You got the incense, burning your eyes and shit on camera. You got the hard looks. Bro, sit your ass down, bro. And nobody's scared of y'all, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got them hard looks and they pacing around while they teach.
Yeah.
Looking weird as hell.
Awkward.
Mad as hell.
Throw it off.
Mad, bro. Mad. Niggas just won't
teach. They didn't have a conversation.
Right. Niggas just won't beef. They just looking for beef. The Lord ain't gonna let you beef with the sheep.
Right.
The sheep, they the ones pushing the message.
Right.
You gonna beef with you if you beefing, you gonna beef with him. Then you coming in the name of Yahweh. You gonna denounce everything that you learned up under the apostles and elders, but you still gonna call on the name of the Lord, which you learned from the apostles and the elders. Y'all gonna let that name go. As soon as you let it go, as soon as you let that name go, that's when the beef gonna really heat up.
Yeah.
You big mad. You mad, but you ain't mad at us. We ain't done nothing to you.
Yeah.
That's how we know you ain't mad at us.
Without cause.
Your issue is really with Yahweh Shema Shah. And you trying to trick, you playing the wolf card. And you trying to trick people by starting off your lessons with the name.
Yep.
So you can gain souls. Like you got what's his name? Hymenaeus and Philetus. You said they made certain people turn from the faith.
Yep. Speaking about how certain subvert old houses.
Yeah, that's y'all coming back in the reincarnation. So it goes to show you that your issue is really with the Lord.
Yeah.
But you're trying to make it about the flock because of how shy ain't here. You know what I'm saying? But really your issue is with the Lord. And the Lord is going to take that name away from you now. You sit up here, you breaking down everything that you've learned from the apostles and the elders. But you still saying that the name is Yahweh Shema Shah. Still got Hebrew names.
It's only matter.
You say you prophets, teachers, and leaders, but then you put a video up and you say there ain't no prophets.
Yeah, you got to change your name.
And the brother Roxas, I bought that point out. Yeah, you know, unlike a lot of niggas out here, niggas don't like to give credit. Right. They like to hear what other brothers say, swoop it up and make it seem like they said it. They can. Now, Roxas, I said that, man. Y'all put prophets, teachers, and leaders on your page.
The video say
and then you put up a video on the same page where he says no more prophets.
Yeah, what kind of shit is that?
Now the brother Spirit had this brother to catch that.
It's a hard thing to do.
I got one thing.
I got one real quick. Come. Yeah. Shalom, brothers that goes to work now. Shalom. Hey, this is Acts chapter 8, verse 30. It says, and Philip ran thither to him and heard him read the prophet Isaiah and said, understandest thou what thou readest? So Philip, being a prophet, asked the Ethiopian eunuch, but this is who was talking about here. He asked the Ethiopian eunuch, does he understand the writings of Isaiah, right? Right. Verse 31. And he said, how can I, except some man should guide me? Everybody in the scriptures had a guide. Right. They had a leader. They had someone above them to teach them the way. A tutor. But these guys come along and act like Yahweh Shah came to them in the burning bush. Right. You know what I'm saying? You act like the Lord actually directly came to you as he did Ezekiel and gave you revelations and breakdowns. Yeah. That didn't happen to you, bro. A couple of years ago, y'all was being niggas in the world. Right. Now all of a sudden the Lord is gonna come to you and give you some revelation without a man that's been fine-tuning himself for years. Right. That'd be key. Your logic, man. Yeah. Your logic. Then you go out to the highways and byways and you get mad at other men because they trying to follow the right way. Simple. And then you mad. Hey, bro, live your life, man. What are you doing?
I got a precept for you.
Let me finish this real quick. It says, he said, how can I accept some man should guide me? And he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with him. So he wanted Philip to come sit with him and break bread with him, teach him, show him the scriptures. That's what a humble spirit would do. A humble spirit, Philip, you know shit.
Yeah, Lord dealing with me too.
He dealing with me. I got everything. Yeah. You ain't nothing but one of these little rebel niggas on these trap movies, these hood movies. Yeah. They think that like Nino Brown and dude on Pelly. You see somebody else making money, and then you thinking that you the only one that can make money. Can't nobody else make money if it ain't no money. Yeah, right. Simple, like what's Money Mitch.
Money making Mitch.
Money making Mitch. Yeah, that's the type of mentality that you guys have, man. And then you don't even realize it. You don't even realize because them demons is bugging you out. But we really just putting this out there for the elect.
That's right. Yep.
For the elect, man. Yep. Because at the end of the day, we're going to get back to what we do. Pushing his word.
That's right.
Bringing it. That's right, brother.
That's right.
It's we ain't going to be sitting there posting videos and screenshots about you niggas every day, man. Because quite frankly, I can give two shits about you, man. The most out rotting your brain out.
Plaguing your mind.
And the Lord gave us examples. He gave us examples of that. That's right. In numbers,
Yeah.
When them 250 men, what they Moses making himself, he just want to be oppressed to us. Now the Lord can deal with us. Okay.
The Lord smoked that.
Okay.
All right. But that's the pride of Jake, man. Our people have a naturally proudful spirit, man. They learn a little bit, and they like, I got it from here. Get the hell out of my face. That was a nigga spirit for you.
Core Dathan Abraham, but his brother had spoke about leaders, and them being set up. And hey, yo, Yahweh Shah gave Israel true leaders, and we continue that same path until this day. This is 2 Ezra 1. 2 Ezra 1 and 36. It says, matter of fact, verse 35, it says, your houses will I give to a people that shall come, which not having heard of me, yet shall believe me.
And if I can say something too, what makes this such a heavy work of prophets, starting out with the apostles going down, is because we're not just coming from one aspect of the book, we're coming from the whole volume and declaring prophecy. Sometimes prophecies that even the prophets didn't even have the full definition. A lot of prophets declare visions, but the scriptures speak about, if I'm not mistaken, like Daniel, his cognition is troubled, you know, and some of them really didn't have the fullness to understand what was happening. It was just divine visions that would be planted in their mind, man. And they would actually utter through speech or whatnot what they see, you know. And that's what the Lord is doing. The Lord actually, through the seals being open, starting off with Yahweh Shai, he opened the seals of understanding to actually fully bring it to this word and to the men of the Lord, man. And that's why the brothers of the men of the Lord actually bringing and declaring this truth out in the fullness, man. You know, because even the disciples like James, Peter, and John, and the rest of the disciples, they thought the kingdom was going to come in that time, man. Right? And if it didn't come in that time, what the scriptures speak about how in latter times the Spirit will come, man. All right, the prophecy of the kingdom of Yahweh Shai actually returning and actually bringing judgment, and Revelation that speaks about the white horse and all these things. Hey, if we're not prophets, then what's the white horse, man? What's the pale horse? It just says they're literally going to be black horses. What about the dragon?
Yeah,
A prophet has to interpret these things.
Yeah, you got to be able to break these things down. Yeah, the Spirit is dealing with you. You see, and there's no more. What are these things? Because obviously these things hadn't happened yet.
Right.
So if you tell us what these things are, it's either one or two things that's going to come from it. Either you're going to be considered a prophet, or you're going to be considered a false prophet.
That's right.
Either way it goes, you still spoke about a situation that was to happen in the future.
Right.
So you're either going to be a prophet or a false prophet.
Right.
So the things that you speak about come to pass, and that means you're a prophet.
Right.
If America get destroyed by volcanoes, no missiles, no nothing like that. If America gets destroyed by volcanoes, which we don't believe, all right, if that actually comes to pass, then you would be validated correct. You stand correct, or we stand corrected concerning the prophecy. If it don't come to pass, and the missiles hit America, which we believe the missiles will hit America, according to Bible prophecy, we will be considered the prophets. One or the other, man. You reaching, bro. Y'all are reaching.
What are we warning the people of? What are we warning them of?
Yeah.
We warning them of something.
That's right.
So if we warning the people, then guess what? We're prophesying.
That's right.
We telling what's going to happen.
That's right.
Because it clearly it says warn the people, right? If not, then we the blood on our hand. So what are we doing? We just talking?
Yeah.
Right. Right. And they say, well, it's of mercy. Well, the Lord can have mercy upon you if you're not trying to do the right thing. And what's the ultimate level of doing the right thing? By warning the people. Right. Now, I got a little bit of that scripture in there. You got to speak that for. 2 Ezra 1 and 35 again. Your houses will I give to a people that shall come, which not having heard of me, yet shall believe me, to whom I have shown no signs, yet they shall do that I have commanded them. When we go into Isaiah the 13th chapter, the Lord says, I have commanded my sanctified ones. And Yahweh Shai said, sanctify them through thy truth. And who has the truth? The men that he raised up, which were disciples, apostles, and prophets. I just read that scripture earlier. So that's how you put precept upon precept, man. All right? It says, verse 36, they have seen no prophets, yet they shall call their sins to remembrance and acknowledge them. All right? Now, I'm going to jump down to verse 39. And to whom I will give for leaders. Because the brother had mentioned about leaders a little while ago. Little leaders. It says, Abraham, Isaac and Jacob, Oseas, which is Hosea, Amos, and Micah, Joel, Obadiah, and Jonah, Nahum, and Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi, which is called also an angel of the Lord.
Yeah. Hey, if that's the case, you know, who are the Edomites? Come. Right. God damn it.
You gotta go to prophecy.
This prophecy.
There's prophecies concerning. As a matter of fact, I got something real quick.
See, that's how you know too.
Yeah.
Like when you say something like some bullshit, it's like a never-ending pit.
That's
So now you start like, you're like, well, hold up. Now we got to break down what you saw.
That's why the Lord said, and I'm gonna do a video on that. That's why the Lord said the unforgivable sin is the blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. Because when you put certain things out there, you can't retract.
It's out there.
When you stamp it with pride, because sometimes you would innocently break something down that may not be right. But then the Spirit of the Lord will jump on somebody and will correct you, and then you'll go back and make that correction. So you'll be forgiven. But when you clearly commit blasphemy of the Holy Spirit, when you just mangling and twisting the scriptures, you can't unteach certain things, man.
Right.
All right. Now I got a quick scripture. This is Ezekiel. Somebody give me Genesis 36:8. This is Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 1. Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. So did this prophecy come to pass? Let's see who Mount Seir is.
Right.
Read that Genesis 36:8.
Genesis 36:8. It says, "Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir." Esau is Edom.
So when it speaks about Mount Seir right here, that we're supposed to be prophesying against, it's talking about Edom. Like when the Lord will say prophesy against Jerusalem, that's a landmass, of course, but it's talking about the people, the Israelites. So when the Lord say prophesy against Edom or Mount Seir, which is Edom, like we just read in Genesis 36:8, now the question that's posed is, has this prophecy came to pass? Because if it didn't come to pass, then who are the Edomites? And if you believe that the so-called white men are the Edomites,
who do you get it from?
Hold on. If you believe that the so-called white man is the Edomites according to the Bible, and you're supposed to be prophesying against it, then how are you a prophet?
Right.
Well, you understand what I'm saying? How there are no prophets. Right. Because you should, and then that means what? You're going to have to negate that whole argument of the so-called white man being the Edomite. Because you think that Ezekiel 35 is done away with. See, this is when you start putting yourself in the shitter. You start making stupid statements.
Called context. This is context. Okay.
If I could say, here it is, Esau in America, right? He's at the apex of his wickedness, man. So you mean to tell me the Lord not gonna have his prophets out here cursing this man out, man? Yeah, Greece, you know, Roman Empire, man. You know, the prophets cursing this man out. Hey, Esau, there's all kind of damn wickedness going on, man. But the prophets just on the background, not saying, we just on the corner talking shit, man. Not saying that.
Hey, the brother GMS Tampa Bay 07, I'm not sure. I think it's Ash. He said, did they stop teaching the RFID chip as the mark of the beast since they threw everything else? Hey, they should, bro. They should. It don't make sense. You know, for you to be you play for the Toronto Raptors, and then you get traded to the Lakers, and you got full Laker gear on, but you got Toronto Raptors socks. You gotta let go of the whole uniform, man.
You know what I'm saying? A little level with the whole month.
Why you hanging on the little pieces of everything, man? Go ahead on and condemn yourself.
Right.
Trying to hang on, man. Yeah, man. Brother. They should let it go. Yeah, they already in the shit. You know, brother. So these guys, how about Shema Shai gonna start making moves? They're gonna start making moves. He's bugging them out, so he's gonna justify their condemnation when it comes. All right, because it ain't just gonna be a simple judgment. He gonna mess y'all up. He's gonna mangle these guys, bro. It ain't gonna be nice, man.
This on the cover board. GMS, I hate my life. He said the Apostle Paul prophesied about the great falling away.
Yeah,
and that's true.
Yeah.
Because he prophesied about the falling away first. That's in Thessalonians, man.
Yeah, because the thing is with men of the Lord, especially in these times now, men of the Lord always held multiple offices. Moses was the king of Jeshurun, and he also prophesied, right? He prophesied the coming occurrences that will happen to the men of the Lord in latter times. Just like the brother was going into with the Apostle Paul. The Apostle Paul was an apostle sent out to bring in the Gentiles and things of that nature, but he also spoke on prophecies, major events that would occur in latter times, man. Teachers were also probably, and the scripture speak about how we're a nation full of kings and priests. Priests were known to ordain or actually project certain images through the human and thumb with images that will come to pass in latter times, man. That's the job of the Levitical priesthood. And they will also hash out judgments. They would actually prophesy against other individuals too, man.
Yeah, man.
Like if somebody would go off and they would do something that wasn't required, they would basically say that their death is going to be down the line, man. That's a prophecy. Is it written in the scriptures? Those are minor prophecies. If you see somebody going off, we know that the wages of sin is death. We see somebody following that road, and we tell them if you follow that road, you're going to be put to death. And they get put to death.
You just prophesy.
Yeah.
Right. You prophesy. Hey, and for the brothers that's on the comment board that don't know, you got these guys that call themselves teachers of truth, or prophets, leaders, and teachers down here in Atlanta, and they're basically saying that there are no more prophets.
Right.
We in the time of mercy, according to their title.
And we are in the time of mercy.
And we are in the time of mercy, but the Lord is going to have mercy upon his prophets. He's going to, 144,000 is 144,000 prophets. Those are servants. The service is the work of the Lord is to push the prophecy, man. Yahweh Shai said he is the testimony of Yahweh Shai, the spirit of prophecy. So if you go out in the name of Yahweh Shai, you must then take on the spirit of prophecy.
That's right.
Meaning you must prophesy. Was Yahweh Shai a prophet? Of course he was a prophet.
That's right.
He prophesied against kingdoms.
Mm-hmm.
The disciples were prophets.
Mm-hmm.
The apostles were prophets. Mm-hmm. The men that the Lord raised up, the elect in these days, are prophets.
That's right.
There have always been prophets, man.
That's right.
I got some.
Right? Bring out what you got to that one. And I got a good one too.
Okay, come on.
I know the spirit is moving.
This is Revelation 18 and 20. It says, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High hath avenged you on her. And the her is talking about Babylon the Great, America, because the Lord is going to avenge us on the so-called white man and Esau and what he has done to us further in our affliction here in America.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Verse 21, because this goes back into what the lesson is. And the mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence. We say in the spirit of Yahweh Shai that with violence, World War III, ICBM nuclear missiles, okay, is going to take down America.
Yeah.
In the spirit of the true great millstone, which is Yahweh Shai himself, it says, and the mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea. Because the great millstone counts amongst all the people of the sea, all the people that are around when they go to sea, the waters. It says, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon, aka America, be thrown down and shall be found no more at all.
That's right.
That's the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Shai, which is the spirit of prophecy, which is the testimony of the prophets, man.
You guys know that?
And that's I was gonna say how that's a mystery, man. Because the scripture speak about how mystery Babylon is gonna fall.
Yep.
And the Lord said that he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets.
That's right, that's right.
Which
I gotta throw something in there real quick.
Yeah,
so Rock 24 and 32, which me and this brother always bring this up. It says, I will yet make doctrine to shine as the morning, and will send forth her light afar off. I will yet pour out doctrine as prophecy, and leave it to all ages forever.
I got precept. It says that Yahweh will pour out his doctrine as prophecy. So the right doctrine has to be the doctrine of the prophets.
Yeah.
So guess what? T.O.T. Tot, you ain't prophets.
Yeah.
You ain't prophets. You're not the prophets.
The title basically said that they weren't prophets. So if they get mad and we say that they ain't prophets, you put it on the title.
No,
You said that there are no titles.
Yeah.
Prophets.
We threw your
Prophet leaders and
Yeah,
teachers.
like, come on, man. Like y'all tripping now.
Hey, can you read that again? Somebody real quick to back that up. Can I get Isaiah 34:16?
No, this is Ecclesiastes 24:33. I will yet pour out doctrine as prophecy and leave it to all ages forever.
Right. So the Lord leaves his prophecies unto the ages, meaning to the generations of prophets forever. Matter of fact, read verse 17.
Come. Isaiah 34:17. And he has cast them.
Read
16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord power and read.
Right.
No one of these shall fail.
Right. ITR says, blessed is he that readeth. Blessed is he. Hey, you gotta read. Because the read is going to the prophecies. And the real prophets are going to extrapolate for the modern times. Not just for back then. Go ahead.
It says, none shall want her mate, for my mouth it had commanded, and his spirit it had gathered them.
All right. And what did the Lord command? He commanded his servants to prophesy.
That's right.
Go ahead.
It says, and he has cast the lot for them, and his hand had divided it unto them by line. They shall possess it forever.
All right. Go ahead.
For generation to generation.
For generation to generation. Go ahead.
They shall dwell therein.
Right. So the prophets have the prophecies for generation under generation, man. It was given to the prophets.
That's right.
Scripture says that it says, raise up prophets that have been in thy name. Not just niggas on the corner teaching with garments on talking shit. No, the prophets are the ones that are going to be on the corners teaching the word of Yahweh.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, that's context, precept upon precept.
Yep.
All right, that's how you put the word of the Lord together. You know why? Because we possess it, baby. Because guess what? Great Millstone has the keys to the spirit and power of Yahweh.
That's right.
Okay.
We got the truth.
We got the truth.
And I say that, we say that humbly.
That's right.
Humbly,
We say
yet
that
humbly.
because you guys were once a part of Great Millstone.
That's right.
And you had the truth.
Yeah, you
But
did.
it was taken from you.
Mhm.
So we don't say that we have the truth in the sense of we got the truth forever and we can't be taken out. We say that humbly. Because we know that the spirit of Yahweh is with us. Because if we teach anything else, we'll be condemned right along with the world.
Yep, that's right.
Okay? We'll be condemned right along with the world, man. All right? And that's why we here. We here to stand up for truth's sake, man.
That's right.
We ain't here to be, you can tell Marwa want to be somebody OG.
Right.
Man, come on, man. Like, come on, bro. You know, like, look, man, and we spiritual men. I met dudes way harder than you, bro. You know, and that's no insult to you. If you take insult, that's on you. But you ain't nobody OG, man.
Right.
You know, we spiritual men.
That's right.
Okay. You want underlings. You want people that you can control and try to tell what to do. Man, ain't nobody on that, man.
Right.
All right. And you mad. You big mad.
That's right.
Go get some of them niggas from the streets, man.
That's right.
Right.
And try to convert them to the truth.
Right.
You know?
We want to be controlled by Yahweh Shema Shai.
That's it. We want to be ran by Yahweh Shema Shai.
That's it.
Right.
You ain't nobody shepherd. You ain't nobody door to repentance. Okay?
You're not a savior.
Yeah, you done got proud. You done got proud, man. Well, let's get a couple more.
This is
wrap it up.
This is Hebrews 10:7. It says, then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me to do thy will, O Yahweh Shema Shah. And the volume of the book is the whole book, right? So what are the men out there teaching? We're teaching the prophecies that's contained in this book. Okay, so if you prophesying, then guess what you're doing? You prophesying the same prophecies that what the men laid out before you. Okay, you know, you're not going on some off doctrine.
Yeah, off schedule.
You know, off schedule. You wavering left and right. You know, up and down. Now just stick with what Yahweh Shema Shai gave us.
Well, hey, if I could say, when you go into the New Testament, what Yahweh Shai, the disciples, right, Apostle Paul, they all they quoted was the Old Testament.
Old Testament, right?
As it is written.
As it's written. That's what I said. As it's written. As it's written. Over and over. They was quoting the prophets, man. You know, they was reiterating the points that they was making back then.
Peter did.
Peter,
Paul did.
Paul,
James,
Stephen,
John, Stephen.
Yep.
That's right. So how much more us in the latter days? You know,
because the spirit of the prophet is subject to the prophets.
That's right.
The prophets that are going to come in the last days, we're going to have the same spirit we had in our past life.
Yeah, right.
You know, Lord willing, we are those apostles, and we are those men that are ordained and commanded and sanctified. You know,
I got something real quick. Just laying back at what you just said about how we was in our past life, brothers that are prophesying now, and they past like the prophets, man. The Lord, like brothers went to earlier, the Lord deals with reincarnation. All right. Yep. This is Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 27:9. The birds will resort unto their like, so will truth return unto them that practice in her, man.
Right. So will truth. So will truth return to them that practice in her. So guess what? The truth. Right now, there's a scripture that says in the prophets, there's a scripture that says that the truth shall be performed unto Jacob.
Right.
Okay. So only Jacob, the Israelites, which are the prophets, the servants of the Lord, can get the truth. So those men of Israel that had the truth in their past lives is going to return back to them that have it in their new life.
That's right.
Okay. Now, go ahead.
It goes back. It's still Daniel chapter 12, verse 13.
That go right with that. That's right.
It says, "But go thou away till the end be, for thou shalt rest." We know that was that falling away that was prophesied. You know, brothers being put back to sleep.
Right.
And stand in thy lot at the end of the days. When you go into that word lot, it says pebbles used for systematically making decisions. We all know that was in the hand of Yahweh Shema Shah. But it goes further on to say portion, thing assigned by casting lot, recompense, retribution. But the strong definition to go that this word actually means, it says figuratively, a portion or destiny as determined by lot.
Right. Hey, well, I read that in Isaiah 34:16. The lot has been divided unto them by line. Okay? Because the lot of the prophets is given to the lot that's laid in the lap. Because we talk about that's laid in the lap. The lot that has been laid in the lap of the prophets, that's our job.
Hey, if I'm about to say, so the prophet evidently Daniel's back today, right? You can tell me in the latter days when wickedness is at an all-time high, Daniel not in truth. He's somewhere making a turkey sandwich at Kroger, man. They're sitting there.
Right.
Don't help. Now he prophesying.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
He getting ready for a family reunion.
Yeah.
Setting up the Cupid shuffle.
Look at simple with bow tie, church shoes on.
Yeah, I got a quick precept.
Yeah.
Prophesying, man.
This is Revelation 22:7. Behold, I come quickly. Blessed is he that keepeth the sayings of the prophecy of this book.
And how you keep it saying that? Going into the words of the previous said.
Right.
You read the words, you go into it, and you actually prophesy the same words.
That's right. Yep.
You gotta keep the prophecy. If the prophecies were fulfilled, how can you keep them?
Right.
They're already fulfilled.
Right.
Meaning there's no more prophecies to come. If it's prophecies that have to come to pass, there are prophets, bro.
Right.
That's right.
So if the scriptures say, "Blessed is the man that keep the prophecies," that means that there are still prophecies that must come to pass.
Yes.
From all the prophecies that came to pass, how can you keep the books of the prophecy?
Because I think the word keep goes into the Hebrew word shamar, which means watch.
Yeah.
Meaning you would actually look into the words and be like, okay, that's been fulfilled.
That was
This prophecy been fulfilled. That hasn't been fulfilled. So you have to. That's how you measure the time. It tells you that 2 Ezra 9 chapter. You measure out the time diligently in yourself. It also tells you in Ezra how you would look at the different quarters of time, and you would measure, and you would always see the prophecies that would be fulfilled, and see the prophecies that wouldn't be fulfilled, and you would actually prophesy and warn the people of the events that will still have to take place. That's how you prophesy, man. And I got a quick precept. This is Hosea 12:10. I have also spoken about the prophets, and I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets. Is there iniquity in Gilead?
Visions.
Surely there are vanity. They sacrifice bullocks in Gilgal. Yea, their altars are as heaps in the furrows of the fields. And Jacob fled into the country of Syria, and Israel served for a wife, and for a wife he kept sheep. And by a prophet the Lord brought Israel out of Egypt, and by a prophet was he preserved. And it was many prophets. When you read the scripture, you had Moses, because even during the time of prophecy or empires, you would have multiple prophets that would prophesy against that one place. It wasn't just one prophet per kingdom. You had many prophets, like I said before. You had major prophets and you had minor prophets. Some were well spoken of, well known. Some wasn't that well known. But the thing is that those prophets, like it tells you in Ecclesiastes, they would save the city, which is the people, Jerusalem, man. They would prophesy, they would wake people up, raise the dead spiritually, and bring them into the promised land, so to speak. You know, which is really first and foremost. The promise starts off with the scripture. This is first and foremost eating the words. You know, and that's the main point I have.
Well, I say this: if there's no more prophets, y'all might as well be so-called Jews, because that's what they wait. They still waiting on their Messiah.
Man, you guys pretty much it was the same thing when you came out with the whole breakdown about the missiles. Just one session. We're gonna keep pushing this word because the Most High ain't doing nothing but taking you into a further spiral. So you thinking because ain't nothing happened yet, nothing took place yet, that you still have leeway to continue down this path, and something's gonna confront you, man. You know, something's gonna come your way. It ain't gonna be us. We pushing the word. We sheep.
That's right.
You know. You guys looking for problems. You looking for contention. You get a kick out of it. You know, you love it, man. So the Lord gonna create a scenario in the near future that you're gonna have to deal with.
That's right.
Right? You're gonna have to deal with it, man. All right, we're gonna get a couple more precepts. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. You guys can go ahead.
This is Amos 3:7. Matter of fact, I'll start at 6. Shall the trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it?
It's not real quick. What about today, the breaking news in Jerusalem with the protests and all of that? Somebody in Israel had to speak about that, right? And when I say Israel, I mean the true Israelites. Amongst us, we had to speak about that. You know, I put shall they be evil in the city, and the Lord don't put the spirit on a brother to say something or post something about it? Go ahead.
It says, surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealed his secrets unto his servants, the prophets.
Right, so that secret or that prophecy is going to be revealed as an unction amongst his men.
Yeah, mystery. That's right. Because a lot of times, even Yahweh Shah speaking about the 10 virgins, wild fire with foolish, that's a parable. What Thessalonians about the son of perdition? Who's the son of perdition that would actually, destroy, so to speak, and the brightness of it coming, all these different miraculous events that would occur? Because you didn't have, so to speak, interpreters. Well, Paul would prophesy these things, but you didn't have somebody later on that would actually write, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. It's talking about now, man. What about John and the Revelations? That's the last book of the scriptures. None of these revelations came to pass, meaning you would have to have somebody that would be a successor to the predecessor of the prophecies, and through his succession,
he would actually weigh out the prophecy that man actually spoke about. So these guys don't really even understand the office of a prophet to even judge what a prophet is, what a prophet is supposed to do in its full occupation. Because you're not a prophet. How do you gonna understand the job of a prophet if you were not?
And what he's saying now, guess what? You're not the prophet.
And it's just like name one wicked kingdom where the Lord didn't raise up prophets. Name one.
Right.
Samuel was a prophet. Nathan was a prophet. Nathan prophesied against who? Israel. Because they was wicked. So he was the prophet that prophesied against
That's
Israel.
how the kingdom split. Through Nathan and prophet.
Right. You got Habakkuk, you got Nahum, you got Jonah, Haggai, you got Abraham. You got all these prophets that prophesied against a wicked kingdom. All right. But now all of a sudden, here it is. We just waking up. We're in our captivity. America has exceedingly polluted the mind of the people and the planet, and there are no prophets.
Right.
It's just silence in the earth. Nobody saying nothing. Nobody prophesying.
So what are we doing?
And like I said earlier, he saw the apex. Man, America make Rome look like a fucking field day, man. Make Rome look like a fucking baby shower. You know? They ain't no prophet. But say ain't no prophets.
If you believe these guys, if you believe in shy Israelites trying to refine, well, I can't really say good Samaritans because they fading out so goddamn bad. Yeah, you believe the good Samaritans and teachers of truth, ISUPK,
Avengers,
even Sakari Israelites coming at you guys.
They started coming around.
Yeah, the Avengers coming at you guys.
This is you guys full of shit, man.
Yeah, they're like, come on, man. Now you just stepping out there, man.
Way off.
You know, you just stepping way out there. But you know what? Hey, the Spirit of the Lord is going to clean it all up. ISUPK, you off too.
That's right. That's right.
The Spirit of the Lord will deal with you next.
That's right.
You know? Nah, you can bring it out. We're going to wrap up after that.
Ecclesiasticus 36 and 14. Fill Zion with thy unspeakable oracles, and thy people with thy glory. Going to the prophecies. The Israelites are going to get the prophecies.
That's right.
Give testimony unto those that thou have possessed from the beginning, going unto the elect, the chosen. From the beginning I've known thee. Right? And raise up prophets that have been in thy name. Reward them.
Raising in Hebrew is quorum, man.
I read that earlier too. That's very word right there.
So the prophets of the Lord have to quorum. Yahshua has to quorum in these times. Because in order for a kingdom to fall, you have to prophesy against it, man. Yeah. That's the only way a kingdom is going to fall, for prophets to prophesy against it and to foretell the future through the mouth of the Lord, man.
Name one kingdom that wasn't prophesied against. Name one kingdom written of in the Holy Bible that wasn't prophesied against. And tell me that kingdom didn't fall.
Right.
Even though that there were prophets.
Ecclesiasticus 36 and 16. Reward them that wait for thee, and let thy prophets be found faithful.
Right. And you guys are starting to hey, I'm gonna say this too. We ain't even mad at you.
Right.
We ain't mad at you because you fulfill the prophecy.
Y'all are prophets. Y'all are false prophets.
Right. Yeah. We ain't mad. We ain't walking around walking around butt hurt and just mad and just losing sleep. You know, we just dealing with the topic at hand. Man, we gonna keep pushing, man. Lord willing, if the Spirit of the Lord stays on us, man. You guys should really be worried.
Yeah, because even if you guys watch this over an hour lesson that we actually teaching,
Which they probably not.
which more like they ain't gonna,
they might.
yeah, but hey, they may watch it. They see all the scriptures is clean and concise. There ain't no rebuttaling. They still not gonna believe. They gonna still try to twist and mangle the scriptures to the best of their ability just to have something to contend with. Because what did Paul say? Some preach of sincerity and some for contention. And he's supposed to add to my bonds.
Yeah, addition to my bonds.
Yeah. Because you guys, just like you said, you guys are false prophets, man. Y'all job is to project or push out witchcraft onto the spiritual media of Great Millstone to, basically, be a wolf, man. Take away from the truth that's actually already been laid out. And if you get caught up in that shit, then it's on you, man.
That's right.
Because the Lord actually sets up stumbling blocks.
Yep.
All right, for certain people not to get stones and stumblings. Just like during the time of Yahweh Shai, you had the Pharisees, you had the Sadducees. That was the necessary evil. For the individuals that didn't believe in Yahweh Shai, for the ones that didn't want to embrace the Spirit of the Lord, didn't have the eyesight of the sea to be led astray. All right, what it say? If the blind leads the blind, both shall fall into the ditch.
That's right.
And my sheep hear my voice.
Yeah, so like we gonna get around and have our mind encompassed around what you doing. Hell no, man.
Right.
We see it, we address it in the spirit, and we keep moving, man. Hey, because at the end of the day, the Lord is going to be the one to sift the whole house of Israel, man. We pray and hope that we make it to the end.
That's right.
So we ain't got the time to. I ain't got the time to make every video about you guys. Because at the end of the day, I have to make my call in a relationship. So we have to do what? Feed the sheep. Mm-hmm. So we can't get caught up into somebody that don't believe what you're speaking. That means you playing into their energy.
Right.
If you won't make every video about them, you playing into their energy. Right. You ain't thinking about the brother out there that's maybe a part of the elect that may need to be edified. You thinking about somebody that's not going to believe.
Yeah.
Who cares, man? We defend the gospel. And we edify the elect. That's the primary mission, edify and exhort. And along the way, when the Spirit moves us to address certain topics and address certain issues, we will. You guys make your whole ministry about us.
Right.
Your whole ministry, the ministry is supposed to be a service to Yahweh Shai. And it's about other men. You don't even really push Yahweh Shai like that.
Because you're not walking worthy of the vocation.
They'll go into Yahweh Shai. They'll go into 1 Corinthians 15. In scriptures that really dig deep into your Yahweh Shai, faith and giving you priming you for the time of tribulation. They just going talking shit.
And what's funny too is I guarantee majority of you niggas didn't read half the Bible, man. I'm talking about you TOT niggas. Now guys probably like Nazariah. He probably consumed the role, even though he don't get it. But TOT. Y'all ain't read the scriptures, man. I can tell you that for a fact. Y'all, we was around you guys, man. Y'all ain't nothing scholarly about you guys.
If you would have came to class, you would have probably got the whole.
I give you 35%.
You gotta come to class, man. You get the whole thing, man.
They can't get it.
They can't get it.
But that's man. That's pretty much all we had in the spirit. Right. Great Millstone got the truth, man.
That's right.
Period.
Right. Period.
Hey, for all of you brothers that second guessing and doubting, get that spirit off of man.
Right.
The Spirit of the Lord got you in the right place, man.
Right.
You gotta wholeheartedly believe that and don't let the scripture speak about having faith without wavering.
Mm-hmm. Right.
All right. Don't be wavering, man. Getting caught up in the web of information. Stick with the truth, man. Stick with the man that's displayed the most faith.
Mm-hmm.
As UPK, you ain't undefeated. That's another lesson for another time. You ain't undefeated. Your boy just got destroyed a couple of weeks ago.
Man. Nice aspect.
Yeah, y'all ain't got the truth. Man. Y'all ain't got the truth, man. The Spirit of the Lord is clearly working with the apostles and the elders and the brothers of Great Millstone, teaching that doctrine. Man. All right, He's going to continue to manifest that into the earth until the times of destruction and the time of salvation be fulfilled. You want to say anything else?
No. You got it.
You know what I'm saying? Well, like the brother said, Great Millstone got the truth. And Yahweh Shai said, if you believe not me, at least believe for the work's sake.
That's right.
And the apostle from Apostle on down, Great Millstone, we got the works, we got the amount of works, the constant, feeding of the flock.
Yeah.
So that should show you who the men of the Lord are.
Oh, actually, I could say yeah, because it's land back what the brother said. The proof is in they had Jake say the proof is in the footage. So you see the amount of works the apostles put out since they've been on you, even before YouTube. They never put the ply down. They've been pushing since going back to the 80s, man. So like I said, the proof is in the pudding, man. The apostles, this is it, man. This is where predominantly the house of David is being established, man.
That's right. They never left the house shop.
That's right.
So hey, with that, hopefully brothers was edified, brothers was exhorted, brothers were warned who to stay away from, and through the Spirit, man, we chop that whole doctrine. So you already know when you chop something, demons try to rebuild. So it's gonna be something even sloppier, man. Yeah. So with that, we're gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, B'Kakadas.
Double honors once again to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, safety, and much love to the elect laboring around the four corners of the earth. Shalom to you and your families. Shalom.
Shalom.
Moon.